Hello everyone, it's Kelly here from spiritualawakeningsigns.com, and today we're talking about how a spiritual awakening actually affects your energies, because there's lots of information that goes around talking about the enlightenment stage and all these wonderful aspects of raising your vibration, but none of it's really very tangible. Let's talk instead about what actually happens to your energies and how it's really going to affect you in your spiritual awakening process, because I think that's really important. So to start with, let's talk about what it actually does to your energies. How does this process even begin? Well, what happens is that when you start to go through an awakening, there's a heightened vibration. You start to raise your vibration, and as you do that, all these high vibrational energies get absorbed into your energy, so into your soul. Imagine them all being beamed into your aura. And what that does is it starts to charge your energies, it starts to make changes, and that's why spiritual awakening can feel like you've had a knock to the head. It's absolutely like, oh my god, what's happening, this is crazy. It's because of these high vibrational energies. Now, there are three things that happen, and the three things that happen are, first and foremost, it opens your psychic senses. So suddenly you're going to find that your intuitive ability is way more heightened and way more aware than usual. And that could be confusing. You might think that it's your imagination. You might think that you're having strange dreams or strange visions, or you might not quite understand what's happening with that. And it can all be jumbled in also with fears and concerns and projections and lots of other challenging things. That means that your psychic ability could be difficult to use at first, just till everything settles down. The second thing that it's going to do to your energies is it's going to open your emotional centres. Now, when it opens your emotional centres, you're going to find that you feel so much more sensitive than ever before. And let me know, I can see some people have joined us live. Let me know if you resonate with any of these symptoms. You're going to feel more sensitive. You're going to find that you're more emotional than ever before. You might cry really easily. You might feel low or depressed really easily. You might even get irritable or stressed, anxious really quickly. These are all really, really common, because as that energy moves into you through awakening, all these emotional centres open up, and all the heightened emotions are there really to heal you. So it starts to really raise right up and become quite intense to deal with. That can be quite a challenge, dealing with all those crazy emotions, but it's ultimately to help you to heal, so that all the emotional content comes up that's all buried deep below. It comes up to the surface, and you heal it, you clear it, you transcend it, which is fantastic. The other thing that it does is, of course, it raises your vibration. So as those energies are really just completely absorbed by your aura, it's going to raise your vibration in a really big way. So again, that's why awakening feels like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, this is so intense. It's because all of a sudden you've been, catapulted up a level. You've had a one-up, and it's like, whoa, it's so intense. And it's a wonderful thing, because your progress is getting a lot better. But it can also be a really challenging thing, because as you get moved into that next higher level, your energies are really, really charged. They are really, really charged. And because your energetic centres are all open, so the central chakra system is completely open, and everything's getting kind of overstimulated with those energies moving into your field. You're being raised in your vibration, you're moving up, it's all wonderful, but it's going to draw up a lot of the heavy darkness that's held within that could be holding you back. And the important thing to know is that as that starts to happen, it's not always just from this lifetime. Quite often it is emotional pains and traumas and upsets and issues from past lifetimes. It can also be things that have shown up as themes, karmic themes that have played out over and over again. Maybe it's loneliness, maybe it's betrayal, maybe it's brokenheartedness. These things, they play out over and over again, and it's looking to be healed. So you absolutely can transcend it, but it can be a little bit difficult just in the beginning. So again, I can see some people have joined us live. Please say hello, tell me who you are, where you're from. I love to hear all the different corners of the world that we're managing to reach, and who's all going through spiritual awakening. And of course, let us know below if you have experienced any of these symptoms or signs, because they're not easy to move through. But the important thing to note is that as you're healing a lot of that stuff that's raising your vibration, that's changing your energies, and they'll never be the same again. They will be forever changed in a positive way. As these changes all happen, it can be quite a lot to deal with, because You could be dealing, like I said, with stuff from past lives and you don't even know. That's usually when you're in the realm of feeling an emotion or a feeling and not really understanding why you're feeling it, not being able to connect it to something in your life. It's like, I just feel anxious and I don't know why. That's what tends to happen. So I hope that makes a little bit of understanding. And of course it leads into other symptoms as well. There are a lot of really crazy things that happen in spiritual awakening, and a lot of them can't really be explained. It's really only if you're going through it that you'll understand and you'll know some of the weird things that happen. It's just really bizarre, but it's all to move you towards healing the soul and moving forward. And you need to remember that your energies are at such a high vibration. Not only are they completely overcharged, because that energy just keeps kind of beaming in, it keeps being brought into the system to raise you up and up and up. The problem with that is that over time, it's almost like your batteries are overcharged. It becomes a point where you're so full of energy and you're still absorbing, and it's trying to raise you even higher, and it's just too much for the system. Now sometimes what can happen with that is we end up getting physical symptoms. So things like being in a bit of a fight or flight state, sweating, feeling anxious, feeling panicked, having aches and pains, headaches, not wanting to eat or maybe eating too much. You can get nausea because you can be ungrounded. And of course, with any of these symptoms, always check the 3D first by visiting a medical professional and check it all out. But they are common things that tend to happen when awakening shows up. So just know that that can be a part of it. So the problem is that our energies get really overstimulated. They're getting too much energy and it's a little bit too much for us. And the second issue with our energies is that they just don't know how to handle these high vibrations. Your energy system, as these heightened energies come in, your energy system really doesn't know what to do with it. And that's what I've found time and time again, and that's what was so difficult about my awakening initially. I spent a few years really not understanding the symptoms that I had, not knowing how to level it out, not knowing how to calm it down. And then I went to an energy healing swap day. So I was working with other healers, and I got paired up with a healer, and we were doing some work on each other. And she just said to me offhand as she read my energy, she said, "Oh, you don't know how to be grounded. Let's do that now." And she did this energy download for me, like I do in the videos, and brought this energy download of how to be grounded, and it changed everything. I can't express to you how much it changed everything in my awakening. It just... instead of feeling like you're either falling or flying too high, because those are the two kind of opposites of spiritual awakening, sometimes they happen and they fluctuate. It kind of gave it a baseline and a ceiling that was healthy for me until I'd moved up into the next levels. So it just really helped to keep things stable. It really made a huge difference. And that's why I've provided the course Grounded Awakenings, and I'll put the link below that you can take a little look. It's our 7-day course of awakening, really to address your awakening symptoms. It's going to ground your awakening, it's going to set all the energetic foundations. You can do that with energy healing, and it's really about making sure that your energies know how to handle it. So what we're going to be doing in that is we're going to be healing different aspects of your awakening. We're going to be grounding your energies so that we're working on all the different symptoms that can come up in spiritual awakening and tackling them one day at a time. We're also going to ensure that we improve your connection. So there's a bonus video in there as well that will guide you through safe, clear connection to source or to guides. You call in whoever you like and we lead you through the process. It's really like a handbook for spiritual awakening. It's got everything that you could possibly need, and it saves you having to go to finding an energy healer who has had the spiritual awakening experience and knows how much energy to give and how much to hold back, because too much can be quite dangerous for us in awakening. It can kind of make things a lot worse. So it's all there for you, and you can use it as often as you like. All these energy healings, it's really great, and we've had excellent reviews, so you can have a little look on the page below and see if that feels like a fit for you. And of course there's a freebie in it as well. So if you have a look on that, you can actually try one of the lessons. That's a whole energy healing session, completely free. And you'll see, if you look on the page in the link below, there's a curriculum, and you'll see all the little lessons listed, and you can just click preview on one of them and start watching right now. Get some energy healing and start your day and feel better. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you resonate with any of the symptoms, please do let us know. We'd love to hear about it, and I think it's good for everyone to recognise that everybody's going through this. It's a challenging process, but you're not alone, and we're all in it together. We've got a great community here, so please tell us below, and remember you can click the link below to be notified whenever we go live, and you can click, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel because we've got lots more cool videos coming and lots more information too. I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care, have a good day, bye.